Let's bring in Rebeccah Heinrichs, a national security expert. Rebeccah, the Iranians just keep on talking, and at the same time they carry out military drills in the Gulf. Has Trump, and now these talks are not going to resume for another 2 weeks. I mean, has Trump put any time constraints on a deal? Is he prepared to keep on waiting and keep talking?
Well, we don't know, Stuart, but in the meantime, President Trump continues to send more military power into the region. So to me, this looks less like a negotiation and more like an ultimatum. Essentially, what the Trump administration is saying to the regime is, we don't want you to only get rid of your nuclear weapons. We want you to dismantle your ballistic missile arsenal, which can still reach American troops in the region and our allies, our European allies and the Israelis. We want you to stop repressing your people, and we want you to stop funding these terrorists who continue to create instability, danger to Americans and to our allies throughout the Middle East. The Iranians so far have said no, that would amount to surrender, which, of course, is exactly what the United States, I think, wants at this point. So we are at a stalemate, Stuart. I think this 2 weeks is not going to go well for the Iranians, and we're going to just see what they decide to do, what President Trump decides to do. I would expect him to do something that creates as minimal danger to American forces in the region, probably something like air power and naval power, Stuart.
Do you think an ultimatum, something like this? Hey, Iran, you get rid of your missiles because they can hurt American troops. And if you don't get rid of them, we're going to blow them up. I mean, could we be as direct as that, you think?
Yes, I think that essentially, Stuart, it is either you get rid of these dangerous weapons that you are pointing at American troops, or we get rid of these dangerous weapons that are pointing at American troops. That's essentially the ultimatum at this point.
Separately, the administration accuses China of conducting a secret nuclear test. Would that be a break in any kind of treaty agreement?
So, Stuart, this is really important. This breaking news came out of a conversation that I had at Hudson Institute with Assistant Secretary Christopher Yaw, who is a nuclear scientist. And so what Chris said was, yes, that he is confident the Chinese did conduct this explosive underground test. It would not break a treaty because the Chinese, like the United States, have not ratified the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty. But they have not been transparent about this. The Chinese continue to deny it. They're not telling the United States or any other country what they're doing. And they're in the midst of a massive nuclear strategic breakout, growing the size of their nuclear force. So a nuclear test like this, done in secret, is extremely dangerous and worrying to the United States. China's building submarines faster than ever. Are these new submarines nuclear, like ours? Well, yes. So they've developed a triad, a nuclear triad. So they would be able to deploy nuclear weapons from the sea, from the air, and from land. And what we're concerned about, Stuart, is, again, it's the size of the nuclear force in the midst of a strategic breakout. It's the biggest, most rapid nuclear expansion in world history. And the Chinese, unlike the Soviet Union during the Cold War, is not communicating with the United States about its intent. So what the Trump administration is trying to do is to get both the Russians and the Chinese to talk to the United States and to try to get some other diplomatic solution to stabilize the situation, because otherwise, Stuart, the United States must adapt our nuclear force because it's only designed to deter the Russians, not the Russians and the Chinese. And so that's what they're going to endeavor to do. Got it. We hear you. Rebeccah, thank you very much for joining us. See you again real soon. Thank you.